Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our college football predictions, round two of the playoffs. And last time this video came out, I got every game right except for one. Thanks, Oklahoma. But also, what happened last time, we ran into a bit of a group of five problem as the two group of five games, they weren't close at all. Hell, you could say last year's group of five game with Boise State and Penn State wasn't close at all. And now people are questioning should they even be allowed to go into the playoffs. That's neither here or there, and that can be debatable at times. But anyway, we're entering round two, which will be the big bowl games. And looking at this slate, this one's a kind of a weird one. I ain't gonna call it an elite slate, but it's a slate nonetheless. And we're gonna start things off in the Cotton Bowl, which will take place on New Year's Eve, where the Miami Hurricanes will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, I gotta refer to them as Ohio State because last time we saw them, they lost for the first time to Indiana, and I don't think anyone's really gonna blame them too much for that. But for Miami, they entered a very low scoring, ugly game against Texas A&M, and Miami was able to score a late touchdown at the end of the game to get the win and advance in the playoffs, also giving the ACC their first playoff win since 2019. Yes, it's been that long. And I think this game is going to come down to, I think like last game, it's going to come down to the defenses. Because I think both defensive units, have shown that they could come out and play elite football. And And while Miami, I do think they have a chance in this one, but going up against a juggernaut known as Ohio State, that's a tall task for them to take on. I'm taking Ohio State to win, and I think they're going to win pretty convincingly in this one. Now we're on to New Year's Day, where the Oregon Ducks will be taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Ducks beat JMU last time we saw them, and even though they won by double digits, James Madison did not cover, and I was pretty upset about that. And they'll be taking on Texas Tech, the winners of the Big 12. Last time we saw them, they beat BYU in the Big 12 championship. They had a bye week. And I think the big matchup will come down to Oregon's offense and Texas Tech front four. Because Texas Tech front is one of the more, if not the most elite group of football players out there. And I actually kind of went back and forth with this one. Part of me wanted me to take Oregon to win, but at the same time, that front for Texas Tech, it is tough for me to go against that. But yeah, I'm gonna base this. You know what? I'm gonna base this off of playoff experience. I actually am gonna go ahead and take Oregon to win this game, but I actually expect this to be an elite battle between two up and coming teams in my eyes. And then we have the granddaddy of them all, Alabama taking on Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Alabama beat Oklahoma, and normally people say it was scripted, it was rigged. But I think Oklahoma did it to themselves. Especially that second quarter was just a rough quarter for the Sooners. But Alabama, they managed to avenge an early defeat to them this season. They'll be taking on Indiana, aka the number one team, aka the Big Ten champions. And right now, Indiana's favored by a touchdown. That spread actually kind of surprises me. And looking at this game, I mean, everyone has doubted Indiana in this one. I think Alabama does has a chance. And it's mostly off of their name. It could be off of their name, but at the same time, Indiana, they have a heart of a lion. They won't go down without a fight. And I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm actually picking Indiana to win. Imagine me saying this a decade ago. If Alabama taking on Indiana 10 years ago, Alabama will win by like 5 touchdowns. But Indiana, I think they're one of the best top two teams in college football. They had a Heisman winner in Mendoza, who's also going to probably be the #1 overall pick. And Indiana, I think their Cinderella season will continue. Now, rather would that be the case next week? That's to be determined. But first, they got to get past Alabama, which I think that's going to happen. And last but not least, we have the Ole Miss Rebels taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Ole Miss, last time we saw them, they got an easy win over Tulane, just like they did early in the regular season. And Georgia was the winner of the SEC title game, where they not only beat Alabama, they put belt to you know where to Alabama. And this is actually going to be a rematch game because these two teams have played each other this season already. And in that game, Georgia was able to make a comeback and win by like 8 points, which was a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. This being the Sugar Bowl, I think Ole Miss is going to come out fire. Okay. I think this game is going to have the same sentiments of what happened last time. I think Ole Miss comes out firing, but just like last time, I think Georgia rallies late. They get the win, and we'll have a very interesting Final Four. And yeah, that wraps up college football predictions for round 2 of the playoffs. Tell what y'all think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Gamble safely, and I'll see you next time.